Got another knife from Pickled Steel. How's it going, guys? Again, no face, so these will have to do. So before I start with this, if you haven't gotten one of these yet, what the hell is wrong with you? So I absolutely freaking love this knife. I sit and play with it in traffic, so traffic doesn't bother me anymore. This thing has been in my pocket now for about a week, and it's just freaking awesome and sharp. I mean, if you look at that, this is from playing with it, and then the tip nips me. And yeah, anyway, let's see what's in here. So thank you Umaldu once again for sending me this package. So this knife comes in this awesome little nylon pouch, and you get your extra pocket clip, screw, your bit driver, your little microfiber cloth, and then this. Now you might think, it's just another knife with G10. Actually, that's where you would be wrong. This is some sort of linen micarta. If I look at it, nice and grippy. The micarta is very grippy, so you won't see it on the camera maybe, but with the naked eye you can actually see the fibers where they, after they shaped it and ground it down, you can actually see the fibers, so that adds to grip. This is the Pickled Steel Ragnar, as in the Viking King Ragnar. It's not a very big knife. I have to check the sizes and or measure it myself, but yeah, it's not one of the largest knives. It's a nice medium size, so easy for carrying, easy for working with. You get that 3-finger grip if you move closer to the blade. It doesn't really have a finger tool, so be careful when you grip it there, but then you can get that full 4-finger grip, well, me at least. And you've got your jumping in the back there, which you can rest your thumb on. You can rest your thumb in that little, I'm gonna call it a divot. That forms a type of a harpoon leaf shape type blade, or spear point rather. And the fidget factor of this knife is, yeah, it's just awesome. So you've got your thumb studs, so you can, traditionally open it with your thumb. I love my spidey flick. That's a fail, so there we go. You can even use that milling. So if you see there, I can use a milling to open it. And of course, it's got the button lock. So it's not like a traditional button lock where your button keeps the blade open. So if you look closely, you'll see it's actually sort of a liner lock, which disengages with the button. So your button is connected to your liner, if you can see there. So you don't have your liner lock like the traditional liner locks, and your button, it doesn't run on a spring. It's actually spring assisted by the liner. This is freaking awesome. So it gives you that feature factor of the button lock, but with the extra locking strength of the liner lock. You'll see that little tip sticking out there. You can also use it as a front flipper. So the angle is cut, but there we go. The only drawback so far of this knife, oh, apologies, I must just say, the backspacer is also the same type of micarta. Pocket clip is nice and springy, and you've got your brass or brass-like. I must still see if that's just been anodized or if that's actual brass pivot collars. And then that blade, this thing is sharp. Let me just get a little piece of paper here. Little piece of paper, and it cuts. I wonder if it will shave. Yes, it shaves. So this thing out of the box, it's freaking sharp. So, and it looks like one of those knives that you can abuse and it's gonna come back for more. Like, I don't know, like a drug addict that loves his drugs. He's gonna come back for more and it's just gonna abuse him. The only thing so far about this knife, so you'll see the button is nice and tight, in open position, it moves. Now, there's an easy explanation for that. There's a reason behind that. The button doesn't run on a spring like traditional button locks. It's got like a little ball joint which keeps it in place. So it's not going to pop off or come out or anything just like that. You're really going to have to pry it. And this has actually been confirmed by one of my knife maker friends who's also got the Ragnar. That's the only reason it's like that. So it doesn't influence the closing of the blade. It doesn't get stuck. It doesn't, you really have to do that if you want to play with it. Other than that, this I think might actually be one of the perfect, and I use the word perfect very loosely, but this might be a perfect little EDC which you can abuse and it's just going to come back for more. You go straight in the edge on a strop and you can go on again. Ergonomics, it's got that milling on the handle for your finger there, so ergonomics is right about there. For me, it doesn't have the ergonomics of the Django, but man, this is in a class of its own as well. So go check out Pickled Steel. I'll throw the link again in the description and you can get your own one of these. But seriously, also go have a look at this. This thing, speaking of classes, this thing really is in a class of its own. Nothing so far gets close to this when it comes to, let's call it a semi-custom knife with the South African design, Chinese made knife. Nothing, absolutely nothing gets close to this, in my opinion. But this thing from a template knife, there we go. So that little front flipper works, you just have to get used to it. But this is not a bad knife. I think I'll be carrying it for the next coming week or so. put it in my rotation and see what it's like when it starts working. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thanks a lot for viewing, and go check out Pickled Steel. Once you start with Pickled Steels, you'll get addicted. You won't stop, believe me. Cheers, guys.